So, JP.
Hello, Ron.
Oh, my God, I'm not talking to myself.
It's the second beer opening here.
I don't even know how to do this anymore.
I know, it's been so long. So it's been, what, 3 months? 4 months?
Something like that,
Good
yeah.
God.
Folks, let me introduce you to JP. We may actually have some new listeners out there that may not know that this is a two-man show.
Yeah, I was a co-host for the first year of the podcast. Ron has dutifully soldiered on and, in my mind, improved on the format, tightened things up a little bit. I'm here to kind of...
Maybe. Depends on who you talk to.
And so now I'm back to make it run another more 2-hour episodes, more drunken debates, more.
Yeah, we're gonna
going off the rails.
Figure out as we go what the format of the show is again.
Never focus on where you are, what you are doing.
Maybe we'll finally do that Lobo. All Lobo.
Well, that's what I've been doing while I've been gone. It's all been Sheriff
right.
Lobo.
I've been lying to you folks all along. JP has not had a baby. He's
not had
been
a baby.
Just sitting
not been
there
in rehab.
In his
the rehab
underwear watching Sheriff Lobo.
Yeah, in rehab.
Yeah, great. Well, no, folks, seriously. Congratulations to JP.
Thank you.
He is now a father, just like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right. And we have a lovely little girl. She's getting taught in the ways of the Force, I suppose.
That's right.
Sharing Star Wars where we can with her right now. Right now that includes a beanie and a onesie and some books.
Some books. All right, so, hey, folks, we are Delusions of...
Oh, my God. Granular.
Granular. That's right, folks. Granular. That means that we get granular about Star Wars topics.
I did notice in my absence that we have I don't know if I call him a rival or a copycat.
Oh,
but,
the Delusions of Grandeur podcast.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Grandeur podcast. Well,
it doesn't roll off the tongue like granular.
Yeah. We bucked the trends here, and the Google listings, and granular doesn't usually come up first. But
that's the thing is it's always been the concept here of. It's not the people getting the jokes, it's all the right people getting the jokes. So
that's right, folks. So if you're listening, consider yourself the right people getting the jokes.
That's right. But don't be fooled. There's only one SW dog.
That's right. So I guess we got to catch up.
Yeah, good God.
So we thought, let's bring JP back when we have kind of going back to our roots here, and the TV shows have kind of been the birth of the podcast.
Yeah, Star Wars Rebels was kind of one of our earliest topics, and at that time we were speculating on what Rebels was going to be even. Remember?
That's right.
Now, a few weeks ago, you had done a podcast on talking about the season premiere.
Yeah.
And so I heard that, and I kind of took it as the bat signal that it was time to come back.
Yeah, I had the thought in my head of I'll do an episode about every episode of Rebels.
Sure, that's easy.
That's easy, and God, that sounds boring. Just one guy talking about Rebels all the time.
Long-term listeners will probably remember, by the time I left, I had pretty much fully gone to the dark side.
Yeah.
I don't think that was positive on anything Star Wars at that point.
I think you left before we got, the official trailer?
That's right, before the official trailer. So we didn't really have a lot. All we had, I think, was the Vanity Fair shoot.
It's possible. That's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
So things were getting a little grim. Kind of worried about the future of Star Wars.
I was very worried about TFA, and we'll talk about that in the following episode.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But I was extremely vitriolic on Rebels. I downright despised the show by the end. We have the I can't remember the name of the episode off the top of my head, but where we kind of debated the whole merits of season 1.
Sure. And I think it's a Rebel Verdict if you're
that's right.
searching through your list there. Folks.
Yeah, Rebel Verdict, yes. And I came down pretty harsh on Rebels, I think. Ron, you were carrying the light at that time, and you've now gone to darkness, it sounds like. You did not care for Rebels so far.
Well, for me, season 1 ended big. Big. We got Ahsoka in there. We got
Vader's in there.
Yeah, we got some Vader action. We got some real tense situations.
Yes.
And then we got that mid-season summer episode
Siege on Lothal.
Yeah, that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth because I thought we were getting season 2 right away.
Right.
I didn't really listen to the news.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, okay, I'm ready to jump back into it.
That
All
confused
excited.
me too. I didn't know what that was, but
nope. Just a mid-season tease.
Yep.
Mid-season tease that I feel like they're not even referencing.
And I was pretty down on it. Well, I was pretty down on that too because I felt like they were using their ace in the hole Vader, which I was like, why weren't we doing this from the get-go? Basically, everything I found positive about that mid-release was stuff that made me more and more angry about Season 1. Like, why didn't we just do this from the get-go? Why wasn't it always about Ahsoka versus Darth Vader?
I have some thoughts about that, but go on.
Anyhow, basically, this is my first foray. During the late part of the pregnancy and these first 3 months of baby life, I've more or less been out of the loop on everything kind of Star Wars. I've really pumped the brakes, other than this podcast, really. This has been my source of news. And I gotta say, I don't know if I just needed a break, but I watched season 2 of Rebels, or if maybe fatherhood has softened me.
No.
But season 2 of Rebels, so far for me, it's a slam dunk. I was 100%, well, I was 95% into it. 5% is still Kanan, so.
So you're like the Jedi, Return of the Jedi era Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Kind of now just kind of the softened, lame character of the podcast.
Yeah. He's still drinking a beer, but he's not as cynical.
Right. Whereas I maintain that I am now the hard-edged.
Maybe he's gone dark, Luke Skywalker.
Okay, yeah. I'll go with that one. Yeah. Sure, that's fair.
Yeah. You've gone from being youthful to optimistic and wishy-washy to now hard-edged, maybe dark.
Maybe dark, yeah, maybe dark.
Where I've become slightly poofy.
All right, so I did cover the first episode of the new season where we get the return of Rex.
Right, yeah, the clones.
I was happy about that. It was good, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and since then,
always nice to see
kind of got busy with other episodes, so I haven't really gone back to Rebels on a show. So, now we have a handful of episodes that kind of discuss our thoughts. Yes. And well, do you want to go first, or should I go first, or do we start off on the positive or the negative?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go, since I've already kind of teased out that I liked it, and I liked it quite a bit. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just going to lay out why I liked it.
Okay.
I
have a feeling that why you like it is why I don't like it.
Okay. All right, well, let's take a look. First off, animation's better. Animation's gotten a lot better.
All right. I do love that. The animation is incredible.
That was a massive stumbling block for me in season 1.
Really gotten nice.
Well, it's gotten like it was back in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, the character models are really good.
Well, they brought black back into it. Like dark colors.
Yeah.
Because before they were doing this really bright thing in season 1, which I appreciated, but something was the rendering, things that looked gummy. Things still look a little gummy sometimes, but they put a darker, like it's literally kind of like a gray texture on it.
Yeah. There are moments when I'm watching it and like the stream kind of kicks in where it goes like full HD.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this looks good.
Exactly. Also, I want to set the caveat that I watched pretty much the entire season on an iPhone while feeding a baby a bottle.
Okay.
Which I think might be the best way to watch this show.
Right.
You know how everybody's always, it's like, oh my God, can you imagine watching a movie on an iPhone or something? It's so disrespectful. And it's like, yeah, it's true. But that's about the right amount of respect I had for Rebels at the moment, of like watching it on an iPhone.
Sure.
And
I as well have watched this while feeding a baby a bottle. And by feeding a baby a bottle means drinking a beer and passing out.
Right. So anyhow, watching the show, like, things I liked, basically, from top to bottom. Kanan actually has not gotten better. Kanan has maintained being worse.
Yeah.
But what they've done now we have Ahsoka, who's not fully part of the show, which is still an upsetting thing. But we have her. Rex becomes a regular cast member.
Okay.
Rex is like living on the Ghost, helping them do things.
Yes.
And Hera's constantly being made a better and better leader. It's kind of one of these things where I feel like they're setting up a game of musical chairs where at the end of the season, one of these leaders is going to have to go.
Sure.
And I just have my fingers crossed it's Kanan. Yeah, let's get rid of Kanan.
Kanan, gotta go.
And so, I don't want to. We're going to save Kanan for the negatives. I'm not going to get into that.
All right.
Other things I liked. The clones. The clones are fun. I know they're supposed to hit the nostalgia factor for us Clone Wars fans, and they totally did. The fact they have that I don't know the name of that walker they had in Attack of the Clones.
Right.
But that they have like a ramshackled version of it, and it's like six-legged.
Sure.
And they see the AT-ATs. I thought that was such a fun...
It was a very good moment.
I know it was a fan service
really
thing, but it got me.
Bringing the prequels, connecting it to the originals.
When they say... It's got 4 legs. It's like, how's it stand up?
Right.
like as if in the prequels they didn't have the technology to do 4-legged machines. like that was an advancement.
That's the technology we're dealing with in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. How do we get less legs?
Yeah, 6 legs is so cumbersome.
Yeah. Wheels?
Yeah,
no, we're not there.
No, we hover down. Or we... Yeah. So I thought that was a cute Star Wars-y kind of thing. The return, more fan service. The Return of Hondo was an awesome episode for me.
We'll keep it positive for now.
Positive.
Yes.
So, things I like about seeing Hondo is I like seeing him. He's become now this. He's kind of, you see where that Pirate King kind of character from the prequels was, and where he's gone, and he just kind of ends up being an old shyster.
There were. I mean, yes, I will agree. Nice to see Hondo.
Yeah. Nice
to see where he... I had to kind of do some math in my head. I'm like, oh, wait, no, he is old now.
He's got to be 60...
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. 61.
Right. Yeah. He's 61.
Yeah, he's 61 years old.
That's canon, folks. He's 61.
61 in basic.
Basic. He's 61 parsecs.
But what I liked was, unlike Ahsoka and some of the and Bail Organa and some of the other prequels characters they brought in for fan service, they needed a story for Hondo. Hondo actually had like a story, an arc, which I appreciated.
Okay, I did not.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We'll cover that in just a moment.
Sure.
Other things I really liked. Well, I said it's funny because now I'm going negative.
I'm bringing you into the dark side.
Exactly. But they had a lot more episodes, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. They have a lot more episodes with different team-ups of like combinations of characters.
Yes.
And I found most of those combinations worked really, really well.
Yes.
I'm thinking specifically of Sabine and, oh my god, names are slipping from my head now. Sabine, Zeb, and Ezra.
Yep.
And then later on seeing, who was it for Hera, Zeb.
And was it Ezra again? Sabine?
Sabine. I think it's Sabine. It's Sabine,
right.
Yeah. So starting to see some things where like you're not. Sometimes characters just drop out of the show. That's much more Clone Wars-y. We're not necessarily following the same. And also, we're off of Lothal. Thank Christ we're out of Lothal.
Yeah, that's a positive. Sure.
So okay. I have other things, but we'll kind of cover them as we go.
All right.
Back to you, Ron.
My negativity of this so far. So I know we're only a fraction of the percentage into this season because this is going to be a longer season than we got in season 1.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a full 20-something? 22?
I believe so. So
and
maybe I'm
6 in?
Yeah, something like that. So maybe I'm a little bit critical of this, but it feels like every episode so far is like, and now with this guest star.
See, that's how I felt about season 1. The second half of season 1, where it became, here's Bail Organa, here's Lando.
And see, I didn't feel like that in the first season. I feel like it's like, okay, we got Ahsoka, and she's in the first episode, and now she's gone off to find Vader, and we're not getting Vader, which is annoying. And then we get, okay, now, hey, we're giving you new Inquisitors. And we didn't really set up that there were more Inquisitors before, but guess what? There are.
So it's weird because I understand what you're saying, and I feel like last season I would have said the same things, but I think they're like all the things that upset me about last season. Like it's like here's Lando, and here's this like shitty cobbled together story that doesn't. It's like what?
Well, the Lando thing was weak.
It's like they're using some inflatable pig thing to mine.
I think that for me, what moving forward in canon, what they've done with Lando in the Marvel series, and I know we're switching back and we're jumping to print as opposed to the TV show, but the Lando miniseries for me. Yeah. It worked really well.
Didn't read it.
It gave me a really good vibe for who Lando is, and this it was a older Lando.
Yeah,
it was. I believe it was it was definitely pre-Empire, but it was before Rebels or after. It was after Rebels.
You're opening a real can of worms. Just even listen to you try to describe it.
It's
when you start talking about those comics, those comics are a hard thing.
Well, so let me just bring up the other part of SW Dog that has become a big part of it since you went and reproduced.
Yep.
Our resident reviewer, Steve Schinder, is doing a bang-up job of reviewing all of the print media that's come out. And
I followed his reviews. They're great.
Folks, if you like listening to our show, definitely go to our website and check out his reviews because he gives us a little bit different taste of his opinions on things that don't always line up with what our opinions are.
We're gonna have to have a roundtable episode at some point.
Totally.
We all are united.
Yeah. And he did not care for the Lando miniseries.
Interesting.
His big beef with it was the fact that they don't really point out the time frame.
Okay.
For me, the ending of the miniseries tells you what the time frame is, but he had a real hard time with that.
Two things right off the bat. So you have mentioned recently, I think it was actually on that Rebels episode, that we've talked since the beginning of time now about that Star Wars is slowly becoming more Star Trek. And I think you referenced that in Rebels, and I definitely felt that.
There's that Rebels, when they're on their blockade, where they're all standing around the table, and you got the Asian guy. I'm like, that just doesn't feel like Star Wars to me.
That's
the lighting. The lighting. That's clearly the lighting, because in the trailers for TFA, and we'll get to this in another episode.
Yeah.
Same exact thing, different lighting, feels Star Wars to me.
So here's the thing with this is that there's you mentioned on the episode I listened to also in Star Trek you're finding Class M planets. Oh, we can't take the Enterprise down, we take the shuttle down.
Yeah.
Can't take the Ghost down, you take the shuttle. And that's all very true. Although I think a lot of that also has to be with the fact that Star Wars the films versus this Star Wars Rebels the TV show. Like, you have to have these built-in things to tell stories that have different combinations of characters.
Sure.
And, like, have these stories of the week.
Sure.
Because honestly, a lot of it still felt very Star Wars to me.
Okay.
Even though it was having these, like, trappings of Star Trek.
There's another beef I have with Rebels.
Yeah.
Is every episode is, like, the story of the week. We're not getting long arcs. We're not getting what we got in the Clone Wars, where it was, like, 2, 3, 4 episode arcs.
I'm going to table that because I'm going to come right back to it because I think you're wrong.
Okay.
So the other thing here is the comic books.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people on Reddit. I was just looking at Reddit before I came here.
The Kanan comic books, or
talking about the Kanan comic book.
All right. Which I actually enjoy.
It's a limited series, though, right? That's not an ongoing.
I think it's an ongoing.
Really?
I think so.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God, those timelines. Pablo Hidalgo. Good luck.
Yeah, they're making it hard.
But a lot of people were talking about how great it was, and that in the episode of Rebels where Kanan just acts like a dick. Oh, wait, it's every episode. But no, the one where...
Yeah.
In that clone arc where he's like, I don't trust clones because they killed all our Jedi. They killed all our boys over there. But where he's talking about that stuff, he's describing at one point about how they killed his master, and you see this in the comic apparently.
Yep, you do.
And people who had read the comic and seen the show said like that was super affecting because of that.
Sure.
I can't verify because I haven't read the comic yet, but so it's interesting. Things seem to be synergizing now.
The Kanan comic and the Rebels show.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yes.
But then you get 2 new Inquisitors.
Well, okay.
And you read the Darth Vader comic. You're like, is he going to mention those Inquisitors anytime soon?
Yeah, the Inquisitors bother me. They bother me a lot.
No, I had to... Okay, yeah, go ahead.
They bother me a lot. Because now we have 2 new Inquisitors,
yes.
The 7th sister and the 5th brother.
Right.
And right off the bat, I hate the character designs. They don't do anything for me at all. I don't know. They just...
Okay. No, that's fair.
And they're calling the Inquisitor from the first season the Grand Inquisitor, and I'm like,
he didn't seem very grand,
and
not like a punk.
He was never referred to that in the first season.
But, okay, well all right. Once again, I'm going to put a pin in this one so I can address the
sure.
ongoing story arc thing.
Okay. Well, wait. Let me just.
Yeah.
The 5th brother.
Yeah.
Does nothing for me.
At
least the 7th sister. She has a little bit. She seems a little bit more.
She has character.
Yeah, she has some depth to her. She wants to,
and she says weird stuff.
And she wants to actually turn Ezra. It's not like him. Kill. Yeah, not like kill.
Ezra's like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy, right?
Yeah,
and there's a part where she's got him tied up, and she's got her lightsaber waving around his face and stuff. And she's like, as pretty as you are.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Table the waving the lightsaber around thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about that, because that is a major beef with me.
Okay.
And Ezra.
All right. So, okay. All this stuff tabled, going back to the long-running story arc thing.
Okay.
So, Clone Wars is famous for these long 4, sometimes even maybe a 5-episode arc.
At least
4-episode arcs.
Long.
They seem long.
Some of the story arcs seem very long.
Very long.
You're dealing with the
calamari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwater wars.
Sharkman.
Yeah. Which, okay. Table this.
Yeah.
No, let's not table this. Let's bring this up
let's
right
bring it
now.
to light.
Clone Wars, the show.
Yeah.
They were in Mon Cal because...
Clone Wars, not the Clone Wars? Is that what you're saying?
The show.
Okay, yeah.
The TV show, the Clone
not the
Wars.
shorts, yeah.
Right? They were called the Mon Cal, right? And this was basically because Mark Hamill opened his mouth and said, these are named after appetizers?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Calamari? Right?
Oh, yeah, we all recognize how goofy it was, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So... They retconned that in the Clone Wars, and they're like, okay, they're not the Mon Calamari anymore. Yeah, we get it. It's goofy,
which I thought was a total puss move. That sucks.
It's back. They literally call him the Mon Calamari now.
I think we can thank JJ for that, probably.
You think so?
Right?
Because he likes to eat.
Well, because he likes goofy things. One thing I would say about, and we'll talk about this more in a future episode.
Pablo Hidalgo.
Pablo Hidalgo, he takes executive power and just crosses out Mon Cal, or it just adds in Amari.
Yeah, he just scribbles in
Amari.
Alari.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry. Did we cover everything? So we want to talk about long-running story arcs.
Story arcs. Yes.
Okay. So the Clone Wars has these long-running story arcs. We all know that. And they sort of had a longer. They tried it. It felt like they kept trying it longer-running story arcs in the first season, but they didn't really go anywhere. There was kind of a loose, long story.
Maybe.
Here's the thing. They're focused right now on doing these really good one-off episodes, in my opinion. Really good one-off episodes.
All right.
And they're building. There is a total... having watched... Here's the great thing about these 22-minute shows, is that I just plowed through all of them today. You know? It's 2.5 hours, 2 hours maybe?
Sure.
To watch today. So,
sure.
I recommend anyone listening, do the taste test, set aside 2 hours, and just watch them.
Okay. Because
also, I think that it's a show that works better when you can marathon it. We marathoned the Clone Wars. We came to it late, you and I.
Yes, we did.
And that gave us the advantage of if an episode was bad, if a couple episodes were weak, we just kept going.
Kept going, sure.
Last season, watching season 1 week by week, and I still stand by my criticisms of season 1.
Sure.
Was very frustrating.
Okay.
Remember?
All right.
Wasn't it? Like,
I'm not disagreeing. I thought it ended strong.
Yeah.
I thought that there was definitely bumps in the road.
Yeah.
With the main characters.
Yeah.
I still see those bumps in the main characters.
Yeah.
In season 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Maybe I should run down my good things and bad things, because my good things about it are I think pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Good things are good. I
Sabine, very good.
See, I don't nothing. That's one that
really
she's a con for me.
Really, Sabine, I think is
Sabine, who is wait. Are we referring to Sabine, the artist, mechanic?
I like that they left that. I like that they left that behind, and now she's kind of grown up.
It's all there still. No, she's.
But the character model is different. I feel like she's more mature.
Yeah. I like the blue hair.
Yeah,
it's better than the pink hair.
Mm-hmm.
Now with 80% less pink, I appreciate that. I think she's a better character than she was in the first season. But it's one of those things where it's like she's hardly a character to me still. Tell me what's Sabine's favorite thing? What is Sabine all about?
Well, you got me there.
Okay.
All right. When you compare her to Zeb just annoys the fuck out of me.
Zeb is a one note. He just
annoys the fuck out of me.
And he does have the worst.
And the animation, the bump in animation does not help his character. I'm like, he's still a goofy looking guy.
Yeah, it's still hard to imagine you in a movie. Yeah. I agree. Kanan. We've kind of talked about Kanan. Kanan's still a pain.
Yeah. Although, if we get a scene down the line where Kanan / Freddie Prinze Jr. kisses the Seven Sisters / Sarah Michelle Gellar, totally changes everything for me.
I got plenty of
everything.
I have plenty of fanfic. I'll share that later. So okay, going back to the Inquisitor thing also. Yeah, a little weird, but I liked that episode, how they ended it. Where Kanan...
How they end it?
They ended it with Zeb going to Kanan and be like, why didn't you tell us there was more Inquisitors? And Kanan, being this, like, the douchebag he is, just looks at him blankly, like, oh.
I didn't know.
And then, like, they leave, and then he's like... And then he looks over at Rex. And I like this rivalry they got with Rex now. Rex is
Rex.
Rex is like, you gotta man up. And, like, and Kanan's like, I don't know how to man up.
No. Rex, because they're using Ahsoka so limited, Rex to me is like, I'm so happy. Like, they got Rex playing the holo chess game.
And they do a lot of close-ups of that holo chess game now.
Well, have you seen on the internet some guy created, like, an actual, like, holo chess game? No. Like, he actually, like, built the models and everything. Great. I'm like, you guys...
Great. You guys
so
are great.
Awesome. So awesome. Anyway, like Rex is a great addition. I don't know where the other two clones went.
Don't care.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like but so I think if you look back on this episode, and you look back at our complaints and our compliments, you'll notice that a lot of your complaints are focused on like the minutia.
Sure.
Like, I think that there is value in stepping back from Rebels and looking at it on an iPhone and watching it all in 2 hours. Because it's one of those things where it's like, when you take it really... Like, if you listen to my criticisms from last season, I was always just so upset about how they treated the Force. They've toned that down a lot.
Right.
And I like... There's a lot of cool development happening with Ezra. Where Ezra is, like... Literally, there's an awesome... That reason I like the Hondo episode so much is because... I've actively wanted Ezra to be like, why don't you just quit messing around with all these fools and just, like... Go join like a pirate clan or something.
Well, that felt very contrived to me.
Really? How so? I mean, that's
because it was one of those things where it's like, let's all the start of the episode is like, hey, let's all shit on Ezra and let's pull him in this direction.
That was annoying.
Pull him in that direction.
Guys, you're not that big of a group. Why are you all scheduling Ezra's day all day?
Yeah.
Don't you have other shit to do?
It just seems so contrived.
Yeah.
Just to set up the question in Ezra's head of being like, oh, why didn't I just become a smuggler or a pirate?
Okay.
It just seemed a little bit contrived.
Yeah.
Also, you set up, going back to season 1, right? They introduced Vizago, and then season 2 they give us Hondo, which is a much better character, which much more depth.
Yeah, you sound just like me last season.
I know.
That's exactly
this is the problem with Rebels.
That's exactly where I was. Now, see, the difference is with season 2. I feel like they're not just fixing mistakes, because that was my biggest thing. I was like, okay, now they were on the left side of the field and it didn't work. Now they're running to the right. But what I find is they're not just like the Clone Wars. They're keeping continuity. They're not forgetting things. Because, like, the shitty Lando episode that drove me nuts is referenced in that Hondo episode.
Sure.
And also they do a great job of treating Lando with more respect, as he's now in this world this up-and-coming young guy. Like, where it's semi-famous Lando. And
I was initially annoyed that Ezra tries to pretend he's Lando. But I did... Oh, okay. Wait.
Okay.
I'm just like, if we haven't guessed it already, folks, we here on SW Dog, like, Hondo is a great character.
Yes,
right?
Hondo is a great character.
Always has been. Like, established in the Clone Wars as a great character and continues to be a great character in Rebels. When he realizes that he's being lied to by Ezra, that Ezra is not Lando, his response to that, I'm like, okay, you just redeemed this entire episode for me, or being the guest star episode. Like, you lied to me.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
you know,
he's always looking for
Hondo.
He's looking for grifters.
Hondo is great.
So what I like is that they simultaneously they recognize that, you know, Vizago's a going concern. They recognize that, like, Lando, and they elevate all that material still.
Okay,
and they keep going.
All right.
And I feel it's the same with the Inquisitors. I actually, I find the fifth, seventh brother or whatever.
Yeah. Fifth brother or seventh sister.
Fifth brother, seventh sister. I find their character designs to be a little odd. Like, in terms of, like, they feel very video gamey.
Sure.
But I like them. I think they're fun. I think they're kind of cool. I think they're a lot better than Inquisitor from the Grand Inquisitor.
Sure.
Because, I mean, that was just a reused design.
Yeah.
But that said, I think it's cool that they're retconning, but they made it a dramatic note. Like, they didn't break soft where it's like, oh, now there's more, and and they don't address it.
Right.
They addressed it and they made it a plot point where Zeb goes, "Why didn't you tell us there were more?" And Kanan doesn't tell them, tries to act hard in front of them, and then when they leave, looks at Rex and is like, "Do you know anything about this?" And Rex is like, "I don't know anything about Inquisitors." And he's like, then we have no idea what we're up against.
That was a great note.
Yeah.
That was a great note.
The show's growing up.
That was a great note. They ended it on a down note, and they just kind of paused there for a second, and I was like, oh, this is getting darker. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. And, okay, so just moving forward.
And not just darker, more dramatic.
Yes.
Just more storytelling structure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, the last episode that we're covering on this show is the B-Wing episode.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
I liked it.
That's
I liked
cool.
it a lot.
Me
I liked
too.
it a lot. I liked that we got a Mon Calamari guy. I like that they introduced. They're giving us, like, a backstory to a ship.
Yes.
That's just cool.
Well, and once again, that's EU territory.
Yeah.
EU used to do this kind of shit all the time.
Is, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that we get more about Hera. Hera is probably my favorite character.
That's what I mean. Is like, I feel like this is really starting to hit that they're aiming for the synergy between all media, and I feel like it's starting to work. Like, if you're reading the Kanan comics, you're getting more out of it. Knowing who Hera's father is from the novels, made her story richer for me.
Sure.
When she talks about, like, the Empire coming in,
right?
Because her father's a great rebel leader, Cham,
right? Yeah. Which is in the novel.
Yes. Dark friends, best friends forever. Darkness.
Yeah.
Hanging
we'll go
out.
with that. yeah,
the Vader
it was
Emperor novel.
No, yeah, it was the Sith Buddies episode.
Sith Buddies.
Yeah. Which is interesting because before I watched the episode, I didn't know if I was going to have time to watch the episode before we did this show.
Yeah.
So I just read the wiki.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the entire wiki, they don't refer to Hera as Hera. They refer to her by her last name, Sindala.
Oh.
Right?
I thought you were going to say Cham's daughter. I don't think they're like really inside baseball.
They refer to her by her last name, and I was like, wait, are they talking about Cham?
Talking about Cham? We're talking about Hera?
Yeah.
Cham?
I was like, oh no, they're talking about
Dr.
Hera.
Scott?
And it was kind of a deep, like, Hera's background.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting Hera's background.
And that's the thing, is like, so what I'm seeing now is that while I don't feel I'm into everything, like Sabine I'm still not sold on just because she's so a jack of all trades, but I'm excited to learn her story.
Okay.
Because I feel like they're going to tell it to us now.
All right.
So,
I will. If I don't know if we're doing our best to keep our
I'm trying to keep
episodes
this
short,
new format going.
Right, right.
I'm used to long format.
Yeah, we're doing the eyeball glance at the time all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like we opened a lot of topics. I'm not sure we closed them all, but
well, do you have anything to wrap up on this? Because I do have something to wrap up on this.
You know what? I'll let you go.
Okay, so here's my final wrap up,
okay.
and this is grander than just Rebels.
Yeah,
this is the state of my being right now. With the podcast, with talking to you, with talking to you folks, everything is the shadow of the movie is so great that I kind of don't give a shit about Rebels at the moment. I may give a shit about Rebels January 1st.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm kind of so, like, jazzed about the movie that I can't really. I'm like,
see, like,
what else you're giving me? I'm like, I don't care.
I'm excited for the movie, but for me, it's honestly they're all together right now. Like, because of the movie and because of my newfound faith and some of the new trailers, I'm watching Rebels with a new eye,
right?
And I'm seeing things where, like, I was so focused in the old ways in season 1,
right.
Sith, Jedi, Sith.
Sure.
And now we know this new series, you know, there's Knights of the Ren, there's all kinds of stuff. There's supposedly not even a mention of Sith, really. Like,
right.
That to me, like, so now I'm like, okay, so there's this Inquisitors, this level of hierarchy. It's like, whatever, it's fun. It's all fresh again. It's all new.
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But in my headspace right now,
where you are, yeah, it's all about the movie.
It's all about the movie, and I'm just like, okay. I just need to get that movie viewing over with.
Yes.
So I can be like, okay,
yes.
I like Star Wars again. I can breathe. You know, like I can breathe because right now I kind of can't breathe. Right. That
sounds extremely inappropriate. You know, it's a hashtag, right?
It is kind of inappropriate. But that's where my headspace is right now. I'm like, okay, so we'll get to this in our next episode, folks. Yes. But I'll just kind of talk about JP and I have tickets to the first showing of in Chicago of TFA.
Yep.
And I may be more coherent after that, but these next few weeks of episodes, I'm glad JP's back because I don't know if I could have gone on.
It is cool because I'm in such a different headspace than you because I haven't checked in on anything.
Right.
Like I've been out of the loop.
I'm at my wit's end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Ron. Well, I think we're 38 minutes. If we close this out in the next minute, we'll be able to say that we kept the short format, the new format.
That's right.
I love the new format. It's a lot easier to listen to. Those 2-hour sessions were great, and I encourage everyone to go back and listen to our old catalog.
That's right. And we can find those at delusionsofgranular.com.
That's right. you know what? If you're enjoying the podcast, please reach out to us at Facebook. We're on Facebook.com/SWDog or at Twitter at SWDog77. And what's that phone line again, Ron?
It is 651-337-9364. You can call us there, leave a message on our hotline. We don't pick up the phone, but if you talk to us there, we promise we'll listen to it. And if we like what we hear, we'll use it on the air.
And of course, we're always open to getting a new email. We love the mailbag. Hit us up at swdog77@gmail.com. And always, never forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever podcatcher is out there.
Podcatcher. That should be a word, right?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I actually started using the Overcast app. That's what I'm on now.
Are we on there?
Yeah, we are on there. That's how I found out about the other SW dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars
Delusions of Grandeur. Who knows what that word is?
Pompous. All right, folks.
I think it's been a good.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
We didn't botch it up after not doing this for
rusty,
a while.
But all right, well, reach out to us and let us know what you thought.
All right, folks.
Next week.
Yep. And as always,
later in the week because that's the new format.
Oh my God! Yeah. Always, folks. Stay granular.
Stay granular.
It was a blockbuster summer. Moving pictures got us through to September. They made a movie about me and you, and they made it half good and half true. There was a blood-sucking summer. I spent half the time trying to get paid for my savior. Swishing through the city center, I did a couple favors for these guys who look like Tusken Raiders.